Let me start out by thanking you, Ms. Assemblywoman, for this opportunity, and the others, Senator, Assemblywoman, Ms. Peoples, when she comes back. I'm not going to give a personal testament. I don't have one to give. I'm going to speak from the heart based on the will of the Western New York Area Labor Federation. So I have a short statement. It's quite blunt. It's quite to the point. And then my name is Richard Lipsitz. I'm president of the Western New York Area Labor Federation, AFL-CIO. Our organization represents 165 unions and over 135,000 workers in the western part of New York State. Our activity centers on the legislative initiatives, economic struggles, and yes, social concerns of working people. And this is a social concern. For the past 2 years, we have participated in the fight to keep the Children's Psychiatric Center at its current campus in West Seneca, New York. I actually thought last year was going to be the last time we were going to have to do this, but apparently not. The location is perfectly set up, as you've heard, to house and service young people with serious psychological and mental issues. I understand that. It's an open-air campus far from any large population center. The idea that it should be moved to a location in the middle of a big city on grounds with adults seems to our organization to be foolish beyond description. Foolish beyond description. I don't care about a little money saved here, a couple extra buses needed here, proximity to the art gallery. We don't care about any of that. We think that it's foolish beyond description, and I'm going to explain. The experience of the past 2 years makes it clear to me that this move should not take place. Our member unions have made clear they do not want to see this move. That's through our own executive board. I ask you to stop any such attempt. The future of these children may very well depend on it. Now, I just had a couple other thoughts that are off the script, the statement that I wrote. My master's degree is in education. Actually, it's in adult education. I didn't get it until I was 42 years old. And I did a lot of reading about educational theories of John Dewey, who was actually the father of the concept of the open classroom. And, of course, he was writing mainly for young adults in normal schools, regular schools, public and private schools, not with particular handicaps or particular psychological or mental issues. But the basic point he made is open spaces, fresh air, real grass, real animals, connections with each other in a non-traditional setting are good for people, and are particularly good for people who are trying to heal in one way or another. You have that in West Seneca. The second point I want to make, and I think I'll end with this, and this comes from a friend of mine who's actually a social worker, that if you move the children, the young people, over to Elmwood and Forest, they're going to see adults, whether they have direct contact with them or not, who have problems. They're going to, the concern that my friend has, and I agree with, is they're going to look at that and say, that's my future as a young person. 20 years from now, that's me. 10 years from now, that's me. 30 years from now, that's me. Why would we do that when the option is to be in an open-air, beautiful campus where they can actually get better? I'll say it again. Our Labor Federation does not understand this, does not understand the rationale. We've heard it. We don't agree with it. We'd like you to make sure that it doesn't happen. It's as simple as that. That's my statement.